All right, I am in Long Beach, currently on the Queen Mary. It's an old ship. It was built in the 1930s, and since 1967, it's been in Long Beach, California, and it's widely thought of as being one of the most haunted boats on Earth, and has some amazing history, of course. So I'm gonna walk around. It's in the middle of the night. Nobody is around. I'm gonna give you a tour of this boat. See if anything eerie happens. Man, these things are huge. There's a lot of talk of this ship being haunted, like the most haunted ship and everything. It's definitely a little strange walking around here in the middle of the night by yourself. But so far, haven't really seen much. Nothing that I would classify as ghostly. If you're curious like me about the size comparison between the Queen Mary and the Titanic, the Queen Mary was probably like 30% longer and far more powerful and faster. Obviously it was built, 30 years or so later, so the technology was far superior. It was also way wider. The Titanic was actually pretty narrow. And so Queen Mary in every way was just a much bigger ship. Not to take anything away from Titanic, obviously the Titanic is the most famous ship ever, but the Queen Mary is somewhere down in the near, second, third place, I'd say, at least for me. This third class nursery. Unfortunately, it's locked. There's a bunch of rooms in here, but all these doors are locked. The Carpathia room. There's still construction going on where I don't know what they're doing. This was some sort of a ballroom or something, I don't know. Look at these massive safes though. Look at this railing, man. Just even feels old. Just even sounds and feels original. just the detail and the wood. That's awesome. Wow. Reminds me of like a New York City subway or something. What was this? So this is for display only. This is the 12-deck Queen Mary had several different elevators in use during her sailing days to serve the many decks of original staterooms. The remaining original elevators still in service are located midship. Oh, this is one of the pools. I believe there's a couple pools on the ship here. Wow, that might be one right there. Hang on. Yeah, so here's some photos of the pools and those two compartment revolving doors. Definitely an Art Deco style here. That's what I meant to say before. Look at these windows. Oh, and they have actual shutters too. So this window, it would open, just like in my room. This window would open. But then it has these crazy shutters. Do any of these move? Yeah, look at this. There's one that moves. That's awesome. Be cool to have one in my house. So I believe this ship has been a hotel since 1971 or 72, something like that, early 70s. Its first sail across the Atlantic was 1936, but it was only until 1939 that it was doing any sailing passenger cruises, because then when World War II happened, this ship was used in transporting troops. Then after the war, everything got replaced, put back in here, and continued on its original purpose. I don't know if anyone's even down here as far as people staying, because why would they have this cart out?
This stuff is. Are these smaller rooms? I don't know.
Queen Mary herself. The boutique. Wow, that is unbelievable. I wonder what that was. It's set up like an office or something. Man, that is beautiful. Centerline boutique. That is amazing. This curved glass. Locked, but I can see through the window at least. I'll show you what the bridge looks like. So during the day, during normal hours, I'm pretty sure a lot of this stuff is open, like the bridge and a lot of those huge, ballrooms, banquet rooms, whatever there were. There's a lot of stuff. Engine room, that stuff is open if you want to take a tour, which I'm going to try to do because, they'll also explain stuff too, explain what things are and what things were. So, I'm definitely going to do that tomorrow. Eerie, right? Kind of in an awesome way. I just thought about this. To think about, like I said, this is really the closest thing. I don't know if I said it or I thought it, but this is really the closest thing I will probably ever have to what it must have been like to be on the Titanic. And just think about being on this ship, even this ship alone in the 1930s or 40s after the war, sailing, across the Atlantic. But just, this is what it was like. It was probably similar to this, being on the Titanic at night. It was cold, of course, but I'm sure people would be walking around and exploring it. I'm sure that was a big part of being on that ship, as was the same, being on the Queen Mary. It has been docked here since 1967. That is crazy. It's basically locked in, but it is still afloat from what I understand. Look at those birds down there. Can you see them? Kind of hard. It's really dark. Those are birds on the line though. There you go, focused. Oh, duh, I just realized that was the back of the ship. That was the very back. Okay, I'm heading to the front. See if I can get to the front now. I don't know why I thought that was the front. See, they're clever. What they do is you really have to open them from the inside. So there's obviously access somewhere else to get in that way. But from out here, you can't get in those rooms, those doors. You can't get through those doors. Some murals on the wall. It's a restaurant, and it's definitely not going to be open. There's definitely not a restaurant going on in there. Unfortunately, you cannot get to the front of the boat, so I cannot do my best Titanic impression for you. You can during the day, but not at night. Long Beach at night. All right, I made it back to my room. It's like, I don't even know what time it is. It's got to be 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning. I didn't see a soul. So it must be just a quiet night. I went out pretty late anyway, but it was really neat being on this ship. I felt like I was here by myself. I'm sure there's people here. There's definitely people on the ship, but nobody was around. This is just a quick look at my room here. I'm going to do its own video. So if you're interested in seeing all the little nuances, like look at this fan. It's like super old. That is a very, very cool fan. So I'm going to be showing all that. That's probably going to be over on the second channel. So definitely go over and check that out. Been wanting to stay on this boat for quite some time. Long Beach, California. Got to come out and see it. All right. See you in the next video.